being asked. Like when I'm watching like the Oprah class about being black women and stuff, it's different. I'm gonna just be honest. It's different being a woman of color when you look. It's different being a woman of color when you are looking a certain way. Like when they see the stereotypical, what they call stereotypical is the black woman that's got kinky hair and is short and they have big African features to the person that's might be a lighter tone or something like that. It makes people that are Indian skin have to prove themselves over and over to people who didn't have it. Because here's the thing, living in the city, in the country, in areas where they're very successful, very different when you living in the South, or very different when you living in areas that are Republican based. Because when you're dealing with a conservative state, people look at you and judge you a certain way. There's not going to be times, and I have to speak on the side where people get treated disrespectfully. People get treated disrespectfully because of the way they look. It's called, if you do a study, I don't remember what the psychologist's name was, but I think one of the theorists, he called it the angel and demon effect, is when society treats you a certain way because of the way you look. So like right now, they would probably treat me semi okay. And when I say semi okay, because of my nose. So I guess from the way we look determines the way we get treated. So even though I might look like this because of the color of my skin, in most societies, I'm still gonna get treated some type of way. If my hair is looking like this, like, oh, Afrocentric, but if it's mainstream media, they want it more European. So it depends on what we classify. And I feel like a lot of times, I feel like I'll say this: it needs to be a black conversation because it's the stuff that we taught in church. We need to be honest about that. We want to say one thing in church, but the men will sit there and gravitate for different women of color, and then you'll see that at school, and then you're gonna sit there and say, "Oh, black women are evil." No, it's what you decided to do. And then on top of that, you're not saying black women are evil. The men are saying their parents were evil because apparently whatever they dealt with, they didn't want to deal with and be bothered with that in their adult life. But for you to put light skin versus dark skin is the dumbest thing and the dumbest narrative because you don't have a good mindset. I feel like everybody should have been in school somewhere doing something because it's not nobody's fault that everybody grew up hard. Some people grew up hard, some people didn't. That's nobody's fault. That don't mean that you feel like because a person is light skinned, that's the only way you can make it. But let me even say this. Beyonce still couldn't even do it. Even though she was light skinned, the only person that really could do it was Kim Kardashian. And that's the reason why she would get so angry because of the fact that Beyonce was working in this industry for so long, and to see somebody who was just sleeping with somebody named Ray J get whatever she got just because she's Armenian pissed her off. I'm not going to even lie to you. It's not even a beef between them. It's the world's view of what they think is beautiful. If they think a white woman is more beautiful than me, they're going to make me feel like I'm stupid.
All women have their own beauty.
Yeah, but that's what you say. But when
I'm sorry, but I had to
I'm
say
just
that,
saying.
but I got what you're saying.
I'm saying,
I
but
didn't
this is
hear
the
the whole
city. But
conversation,
I'm saying this is the
on the
city.
beauty part, I see the beauty in all women. And
That's because you a real man.
Some men, but I'm not gay. But at the same time, everybody ain't ugly to me.
But I'm saying for me, my thing about it is it started in Indiana for me. I'm not from
Yeah,
Harlem. I'm not from none of that.
I hear you.
Indiana was my anger.
Yeah.
Because when I was in school, I used to get bullied because of the way my hair was. My hair used to be long, like past my back. And people would be like, oh, she thinks she this, she thinks she's that. No, I'm actually Jamaican, Native American, black, and European. I can't help that. Why are you so dark skinned? Because my dad is dark skinned. How did she get a beautiful baby? That's because my parents actually look like something. You know what I'm saying? And then they
In
would
my
sit there.
opinion, it's up to the baby, not
But my thing
genetics.
about it is you don't understand how painful that was to be in private school in Indianapolis
Oh
and
shit.
hear somebody say, "How
I
does
want
your
to
not?"
stop talking about private school. I've been to private school. Oh God, I
Well,
hate
just
that
I'll
shit.
just say it like this: school in general was difficult for me because I was always told, "How did you get the light skinned mom?" Why would you tell a kid that? How did you get the light skinned mother?
Yeah.
I couldn't choose who she was. She was light skinned. That was her choice. You know what I'm saying?
You have to
I'm
You're
just
pissed.
saying, like, I get no, but I
I
get
didn't want to
pissed
butt in
about
the
it.
conversation.
I
I'm
just
sorry.
no. It's not. This is not at you. This is not at you. This is not at you. This is at the world. Why do you feel like it's okay to tell a kid? I was in the second grade at a private school. What gave you the right to tell me as a young girl, why do you have a light skinned mother? I didn't have a choice in what my mother was going to
I
look
didn't have
like.
any choices either as a
Okay,
young
so
man.
then why are you asking me ignorant shit?
I
Is what
tell you
I
the
said.
truth.
You know, that's what I'm saying. I asked myself and I asked people when I got older, why are you treating me like I was not shit? Then for me to go to North, and then the black kids was like, why? Or no, the white kids was like, why are you hanging with all them colorful people? Because I'm colorful. Sabrina out here hanging with the thugs. That's what my cousins were saying. She's getting herself in trouble. I said, I'm so sorry that you want to identify as white, Javon. Because here's the thing about it. He's a light skinned boy with red hair. And so he thinks that he could pass. So his brother for years had to prove himself, Savion, had to prove himself because he is brown skinned and people are going to treat him differently than his brother. So my issue is to say stupid stuff like the black thing. You wouldn't understand that because you don't go through what Savion and I go through. And then for me, for my cousins that live in Texas who are light skinned, they always say, well, I'm mixed. And you know, I said, listen, there's a big difference between being mixed in you and mixed in me. When you're mixed, people will still support you and respect you because your skin tone is lighter. My mixture, I'm still a nigger, I'm still this, I'm still that, I'm still all this other stuff in society. And the reason why I get so angry is because you're listening to white psychologists, but half of these folk had sex with their patients, did they not? So that's what I'm saying. People want to give me all these ultimatums, you this and you that, and then get mad at me because the boys wanted to hang with me. I liked hanging with the boys. Wasn't because I wanted to have sex with them. This was because I just want to had they were more fun. Girls keep up too much stress to me. Every time you turn around, they feel insecure and they want to come at you crazy. I was on Instagram and this girl, all I said was, I said she looks like she was gonna have a boyfriend in at 13. She sat there and said, no, the heck she is. If you mean she's gonna be fast. I said 13 is usually when girls start liking boys. Now either you retarded as shit or you don't know the difference. And that's my issue with mixed people. I feel like you have this custom that you want to feel bad because somebody gave you this and this. Stop saying ignorant shit. If you know that you're not liked for your skin, learn to just keep your mouth shut. Get the education, prove people wrong. Don't sit there on Instagram and say stupid stuff and then say, oh, mind your business. So you
I
think that's
got rid of
cute?
Instagram
You
because I
think it's
got tired
cute?
of the
But
bullshit
here's the
on it.
thing. Everybody, and this I'll even take it back to Whitney Houston. Y'all think this is stuff, but you think it's attractive to sit there and put other women down just because you look like something you could go overseas. But interesting how overseas you guys are getting prostituted against. Allegedly. 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 And then you're gonna sit there and get mad at black women for feeling like nothing. You over there on TV talking about black people are mammies. You over there on TV getting mad when we want to do something. Over there on TV getting mad when we want to say something about ourselves. But oh, we're not fair skinned. Oh, we're not exotic. Ain't nothing exotic about me, baby. I'm just black. Now, for years we didn't know who we were because we didn't have the right education. That's why everybody used to say, and even Nelson Mandela used to say, knowledge is power. And nobody would know that because they don't take the opportunity to do stuff. And my issue with most people is how is it almost 30 years? Oprah Winfrey talked about this on her show 30 years ago, 1992. I was there, I watched it. I was a baby. I watched it when I was now I was born in 96, but I'm saying I watched the show on TV where they basically said when I was a baby that it doesn't make sense. And this is how it's going to be. We're going to put the green collar on you. We're going to treat you how it is. Now, would you want to go through life like a black person? Then why are you treating them like that? So for me to sit there and see, I think his name was Donahue, and he's gonna sit there and say, I heard a lot of stupid stuff in the South community, and I didn't understand where it came from. It came from y'all. Y'all didn't understand what it was. How you gonna sit there and say, let's stop pretending like everybody is so freaking TV perfect? People were saying stuff. It always happens at the conversations at the table. Everybody, tell me one black joke that I don't know. I've heard it all my whole entire life. How about being in school, somebody calling you black gums, or my own people, a light skinned boy, his name was Antonio, for him to call me Whoopi. How the hell you gonna call me Whoopi? You black like everybody else, but you think because you're light skinned, you're a lighter skin than I am. You could just say whatever you want to say. And that's my issue with the world. And you want to get mad at me because I want to do something, but you think it was cute to prostitute your friends? And I'm not accusing this on him, but I'm saying this about a lot of girls that I know in this city and in Indianapolis. When they don't get what they want, they prostitute themselves. Reason why I don't fuck with Alicia, because she prostituted herself. Not Alicia overseas, but Alicia back home where I'm from. She prostitutes herself because her dad allows her. And my thing about it is, if you really, really loved your daughter, instead of getting mad at me, you would sit there and support your daughter. And it doesn't make any sense that a 21-year-old is just now meeting their father. I was pissed. She told me her whole story. It's not my business to tell. But when she told me she just now met her father, I was so angry. The fact that you just now met your father at 21, you got to be a sick, dumb SOB to sit there and do that. And then gonna get mad at me because she look like she gonna cause trouble. No, I want your daughter to live. Your daughter's drinking her liver away. Your daughter almost got raped twice. She told me this. That's the reason why I stayed with her. And only for you to sit there and act like you're going to step to me and say, you ain't about it. Mate, I will break your face, your nose, your jaw, everything. Because she's a girl. She trusted you guys to be there for her. And you're going to sit there and have the audacity to say, my life is worse than yours. At least I can go back home to my mom. My best friend didn't know where her mother was. My best friend got sold for stuff. My best friend had to have her family members help her out. She had a scholarship to go and play for basketball in Kentucky. You know what she did? She had to stay home and be a babysitter to her stupid brother and sister who are really her cousins, but they raised her like her little sister. That's why she acts out. But then they're going to sit there and say, Sabrina, do this. No, no. Anytime a girl sits by me and I was at Ivy Tech all these years ago. This was over 6 years ago. I was at Ivy Tech trying to figure out my math homework. She sat right beside me talking about the Lemonade album. I was like, what are you talking about, the Lemonade album? The Lemonade album was by Beyonce when she was talking about her marriage and stuff. And she was basically writing a paper about it. Alicia was writing a paper about it, how she felt like, well, people don't know how many miscarriages she had, and she felt like losing herself and all this.
Were they actual miscarriages, or were they abuse miscarriages?
I think they.
That's what I want. That's what I want to know.
I think with Beyonce, it might have been both, because you could tell anytime a woman cries a lot like that, you could tell that there's this either postpartum
Fucking pussy didn't want to have the baby.
No,
so.
it's not that she didn't want to have the baby.
No, I said the man didn't want to have the baby. I'm not
Probably.
saying Beyonce. I'm saying Beyonce probably wanted the baby, but the man didn't. So the man beat her and made her miscarry, and it led into divorce. Because I know Beyonce got divorced how many times?
Well, this would probably be her first divorce if they let her. That's my thing. But the thing about it is,
I don't know, because I don't keep up with all that.
My thing about it is, my best friend was talking to me, and my thing about it was, I don't really care what happens to most people. But when I see a woman in that much stress, that's when I stood up and said on
They're
Facebook.
not my close friends. So
They're not my close friends
you know
either.
I mean?
They're not my close friends either. But my issue is, you got all these people that claim to be her friend, but when she's crying out for help,
they were my close friends. Like Diesel.
No, but I'm saying, if you see a woman,
Twitter and Facebook.
But I'm saying, if you see a woman and she's in distress, how come nobody has the nerve to sit there and say that it's time to leave? It's time to leave. And if he's not the one that's doing it, then her and him need to break away from the family. Because my thing about it is, family is cool, but family can break you. And that's all I'm gonna say about it.
That's